So the game ends Fulham 2, Chelsea 1 in the final game of the McFarlane era. Now, to be completely honest, from a footballing standpoint, this game really doesn't have anything to talk about. Chelsea looked so poor from open play. Can you really blame them, though? This manager isn't a manager, and he's only had them for less than 2 weeks. So now the only really key talking point I do want to mention from today's game was this challenge by Marc Cucurella on Wilson right there to get the red card and basically guarantee Chelsea would lose. Now, look, I understand as a defender, you always want to prioritize protecting the goal and keeping your goalkeeper safe. But at the same time, we need to contextualize that sometimes it's okay to let the other team score if it means you stay on the pitch. Right here, yes, he prevented a goal. Wilson, on his form against Sanchez, is probably going to score this opportunity right here. But ultimately, that is so much better to be 1-0 down with a chance to fight back 11v11 than to go down to 10 and then still go 1-0 down later defending with 10. We heard time and time again from this board that the discipline issue in the squad was because of Enzo Maresca, but we saw it again today and he's not here. And random side note, off of one challenge where this red card was issued, Chelsea got 1 red and 3 yellows off of one challenge. We need to have a serious conversation about referees booking players for dissent, especially Enzo Fernandez, who is the captain. He's allowed to talk to the referee about this kind of thing. Why did he get booked for dissent? And to be honest, that's kind of the only real talking point from the game that I did want to discuss, because everything else we learned as a result of this game directly comes to these guys. All the reports coming out of Chelsea right now are stating that they do not plan on having a busy January and they want to save that for the summer. However, we saw today this squad is just simply not ready for a Champions League push yet again. It was a miracle it happened last season. This season, it's just not going to happen unless we strengthen in January. Look, Chelsea have a core of maybe 4 or 5 players. Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, Reece James. You could argue Marc Cucurella, he's kind of on the cusp of that. But apart from that, everybody else needs to prove themselves. And everybody else is at risk of being moved on because it just cannot continue like this. So now you've sacked the manager. You've hired who you wanted. It is time to see if the squad you guys assembled and you believe is better than where we are is actually better than where we are or not. Because I'm not convinced. I don't think it's going to happen. But what do you guys think? Get in the comments down below. How do you guys think the rest of the season is going to turn out from us? I know this match review didn't really have as much in the game as the other ones that I do have, but there just really wasn't much in this game. We really only looked threatening from set pieces. Open play, we were basically not even there. But don't forget to follow for more.